Welcome to You're the Boss, the podcast show. I'm with Graham Harper today, and we're here to talk about health in your business. And he's got a really interesting way to look after your health. So, John, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. You've obviously built up a very large rapport and trust with your audience, right? So to have the opportunity to share my story, obviously it's a pain. There's a lot of pain, but then there's the win at the end. There's the overcoming the challenge and bringing about a wellness solution that can help many people in the world. So thanks for that. Thank you for letting me share on your show.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So tell me, first of all, a little bit about you and what it is that you do and how you got to be where you are today.
So so right now I am the CEO and founder of LumaFlex. Luma meaning light, flex like flexibility, and it is a global brand. And I specialize in portable, highly versatile red light therapy products. Right now, LumaFlex is sitting at 11 design and innovation awards in the world. So that's more than any other red light therapy company in the world, whatever the device, whatever the size. And
Congratulations.
we're distributed in 19 countries now. We're GSA approved, so we sell to the military. We just got ACE approved with our education. And my goal is obviously to go more and more global, build out the distribution regions, have as many countries using, endorsing, and obviously educating people about light therapy. So we're looking to see how many more countries we can get next year, this year in 2026. But it
Very
all
nice.
started from my background. I've always been in fitness. I've always been an athlete, and I started, like, I remember, if we were to flashback, right, where it all started. I think I was like 17 or 18 years old. And I was talking with my older brother, and I loved going to the gym. I was a very skinny person in the beginning. Real skinny with freckles, and curly hair. I was the last person picked on a team. So I wanted to like go to the gym and build confidence, and when you go to the gym, you start working out and you start getting muscle. That's kind of like layers of confidence and armor that you start putting on your body that gives you the gusto to attack life. And I remember my brother told me, he said, "Wow, you love going to the gym so much. You should train people and get paid." And this sentence, I'll never forget it, because when he told it to me, it was so new to me that I was like, I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't even know someone could actually pay money to have somebody torture them, make them sweat. Like, it was such a foreign concept to me. But years later, I went through the whole education process, and I started becoming a trainer. I built up like this huge client list, and I was training. I remember Monday was like a 16-hour day, back to back clients, just protein bars and sports drinks like throughout the day to get through it, because a lot of these people that I trained were really regimented, and they wanted to lock a certain time, and they wanted to lock it for the full year. But that sort of got, I was very fulfilled. It was very fulfilling to work out, to exercise, then to see transformations happen, that I was part of. People were getting confident. I remember, I would have men and women who were going through divorces, or going through business loss, or going through losses in their family. And I was sort of a mentor. I was someone that they could talk to as we were working out. I identified like personal training, so much of it is just, they want to have a confidant. They
Right.
want to have somebody that they can share something with outside of their normal circle of family and friends. And then I went into opening gyms, because I was like, let's double down on this impact. If I'm training this group of people, if I open up a gym and I have trainers, I'm just seeing more and more people that I'm sort of responsible for creating such a change in their life. And then I opened up another gym. So I opened up 6 gyms in total. If I'm honest with you, they weren't very successful, because back in that day, I was more was more of like that yes man. I wasn't so calculated with numbers and everything,
Right. Yeah.
and figuring out a financial plan. What is the business plan? What's our concept? What is our go to market? All of this. And I brought people on board to do this, and sometimes it was a bit too late to bring them on board, and it just kind of became like, oh, let's just let the gym go. It's okay. It's not, and gym business is one where it's a passion based business. The
Yeah.
way that gyms work is someone who's excited about exercise, about working out, about thriving in your health and fitness. They open up a gym, and usually they become locked to that location. That's sort of how gyms normally are opened. If you if you're smart and you're able to sort of pitch a concept and go franchise, that's another level. But we never got near to this level.
Hmm.
So after that, I went to digital fitness. I explored AI fitness, augmented reality fitness, and this is when COVID was hitting. So that became an interesting thing for people to become part of. And
Yeah.
then
They could
I remember
continue on
after
even
my
if they were at
blockchain
home. Right.
company, my blockchain fitness company, I moved, and I wanted to retire. I had this idea of like, early retirement, but I was in Thailand. I moved to Thailand, and I became so bored. I think after it was about 8, 9 months in Thailand, I just got so bored because it's beautiful. Thailand's amazing. I love
Mm.
it. I highly recommend anyone visiting it. But to live there, and if you want to build and you want to create, it's not much to do. It's more you go there to relax, right? During this whole time, I was very active competing. I was always competing. And I just because I like this, to put challenges in front of myself and see if I can overcome them. And rugby was my first sport that I was
Okay.
very good to. This took out both my my shoulders and my left knee.
Okay.
And then from there I moved into boxing, and I fought amateurs for 4 years. And I started to get headaches. My wife told me, like, let's probably best to go do a checkup. These headaches are getting quite severe.
Hmm.
And they found a tumor was in my brain. And the doctor told me it was just because of impacts to the brain. Like I was
Wow.
just getting hit a lot, as you do in boxing, right? So I guess I'm not so conditioned for impact sports. And
Hmm.
I had this 11-month window to book a surgery, or else the tumor would grow, and microsurgery would be very difficult.
Hmm.
That kind of was a big turning point throughout that whole time in my career, where I switched from, going into very aggressive fitness into more medical and into more wellness, sort of on a mental
Okay.
side. And
Okay.
red light therapy, where red light therapy came in, which is what Lumaflex is. It's a portable red light therapy product. Was actually from my wife at the time. My wife, we were dating. She was my girlfriend, and she was pushing me to use red light therapy for all my injuries.
Hmm.
And I thought it was this feng shui medicine, thing, something that the ladies do that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't apply to an aggressive athlete like myself. Um, but it worked. It actually worked. And she bought me this lamp, and this lamp is something like, I'm in a hotel now, and there's kind of a lamp here, but yeah, it's sort of a larger, longer sort of a lamp that, it looked very ugly. Wasn't
Mm.
something that you would have at a nice office or anything, and it had a large red bulb, and this red bulb would get very hot. And
Hmm.
I remember when we would originally do these treatments, I thought it was the heat that was giving me the treatment, that was giving me the
Right.
heal.
Mm.
Heat creates blood circulation. And the aha moment came with my left knee, because this was the worst injury that I ever had, because it was very difficult to be in a seated position for a long time. It would flare up, and I'd have to stretch. It would become so unbearably painful. Like I would stop cabs in the middle of the road wherever I was traveling and be like, get out and do these stretches. I had like this little stretch protocol that I did. And I
Right.
had this deep cream rub that you can buy. You can buy like at Walgreens, and I would
Mm.
be special massages. Um, and when we did this treatment on the knee, It was aim at the pain. And my wife said 20 minutes every night before you go to bed. And
Mm-hmm.
after that 20 minutes, after a week of doing those 20 minutes every night, I didn't have this pain anymore. In a seated position, I didn't feel that I had this pain. And I did the treatment for one more week, and then I stopped using it for my knee. And to this day, my knee has never had any issues. And I'm still as active as I can be in running and competing and everything. So that was where I was like, wow, what is this? Let's, I want to get involved in what light therapy was for personal interest as an athlete, like to be a
Mm,
hack.
mm,
And, it kind of, it sort of grew and grew. The interest grew, especially with clinical research now that's coming out. And where we are now with clinical research is for the brain, it's for eye health. And it's extremely exciting now where we are at on the clinical research side. But back then, it was a lot about pain management, about
mm.
arthritis, about
Okay.
sciatica, about all this chronic back pain.
Right.
And I got inspired to create a device that was as powerful as that lamp, but was more
Mm,
versatile.
mm-hmm.
And I had the idea, when you watch these famous athletes, or public figures, they have these YouTube videos, where they say, "What's in your gym bag?" And
Mm,
you want to know, like, oh, what are they taking to the gym? What's their little tips and tricks? And I wanted my device to be in that bag. Like it needs to be in and durable enough to be in a gym bag. So that's sort of where Lumaflex came about, where I wanted to create this. I actually got one in my hotel, a real portable, easy to use, localized
right.
red light therapy product that was easy to put into
Okay.
any part of
So it's
the
portable.
body, right?
Okay.
So
Okay.
there's the flexibility, right? So it can contour
Nice.
to any area, your shoulder,
Okay.
your knee, your ankle. And
Right.
the black one that we have in our line is IP67. So that means it's a fully waterproof device. And a really good friend of mine, it's like one of my closest friends was a gentleman who was in the military and who got sciatica from cleaning a gun, and the gun fell on his back. He was like under this big tank looking gun thing.
Okay.
And I wanted to create this device that was like battle tested, the Red Bull version of red light therapy. You could put it in.
Military grade.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Put it in the sand, in the snow, in the water, it will never break. And that's sort of
Right.
what we're most known for, is the
Okay.
body flow, the device.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of,
So
that's
tell me,
full story.
yeah. So tell me about red light therapy itself. What does it actually do? So you mentioned that when you started off with it, it was more pain relief, and now there's other things as well. So what
Yes.
can people use red light therapy for?
Red light therapy, anything light,
Mm,
whenever you hear light therapy, it's cellular energy. It's addressing whatever condition or whatever outcome you're looking for on a cellular level.
mhm,
And where light therapy is most prominent in the world, like where it's very easy, that I'm sure anybody can easily identify, what light therapy is in beauty. Like if you go to any shopping mall now that has a cosmetic store, you'll see like an LED mask, which is
mm.
light therapy.
Yeah, I've seen those.
And
Yeah.
and that's because of, the help, it helps with wrinkles. It produces collagen in your skin. Like the it the actually the studies probably on skin rejuvenation is sort of a well and done, tried and proven, that battle's won.
Mm,
Everyone, it's fully legit.
mm,
And the next sort of area that it was relieving pain. And so all of these studies coming out about chronic pain. And then now it's moved, and the studies now are focusing more on brain health,
mhm,
um, or on supporting brain diseases like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, which is
mm.
right sort of where I'm very focused on. I'm really excited about that area.
Right.
But
Okay.
all light therapy is think it's nothing fancy. It's never not made in a laboratory with some, tinkering modern Einsteins or anything. It's just taking specific nanometers of light that are available to us in our natural environment from the sun and programming them into LEDs, and LED emits that specific nanometer of light.
Right.
The different nanometers of light, the different wavelengths, the only thing we need the only thing that we need to be concerned about with the different nanometers is the different depths it goes in the bodies. Basically, like you've got your the red light spectrum, red light spectrum, 600 nanometer range that goes about an inch into your body. So most LED masks, that's supporting skin rejuvenation. And then you go
That's
into
quite
near,
deep, actually. An inch is fairly
yeah,
deep.
yeah, yeah, that's right. I think if I remember correctly, NASA scientists were using red light to grow plants. And then
Okay.
they noticed that it was healing abrasions on their skin. And that's kind of where years and years ago, where the interest sort of was triggered with clinical research.
It's
They started to see it
interesting.
was supporting wound healing. Um,
That's a little bit like the story with, is it retinol? Or is it something like that where the Japanese were washing rice or something and it
oh,
was
really?
healing their skin
There's
and
lots of stories like this
yeah,
of a community of scientists, of doctors focused on one outcome, and then another outcome
yeah,
arises, which
yeah,
then inspires a whole industry, right?
yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I would say on a pain management level, the light therapy, again, tried and proven, the clinical research is out there, and now we're moving into brain health. And
Mm,
I want to share sort of the clinical, because Lumaflex as a company, as a brand, we're very education first. The product has all been designed based on clinical research. Any product that we produced has always been referencing clinical research and everything. We have all our medical licenses and everything. And I kind of want to excite people about the clinical side, because we hear about this a lot, where, oh, there's this diet, it does wonders. There's this special supplement, it does wonders. And it's not that I'm not picking on any or saying that there's no clinical research behind it. But when you look at the substantial amount of clinical research that is available, I mean, I will give you a link, which you can give everybody access to listening, which is the global database of red light therapy studies.
okay.
And they just press Control F in the Excel and they'll type like, sciatica,
Mm,
Parkinson's, cancer, like they can, and you'll see all of the studies.
okay.
And when you see this database and all this tremendous amount of papers, I want to excite people that it's very validated, it's very credible, it's something you can, have trust in, because that's in photobiomodulation. We're not just sort of like, oh wow, let's make a fancy product. We have to adhere to, to certain standards. We have to use research. We have to every time we go in for a license, we have to provide a lot of supporting literature, a lot of support, like all the designs and everything. It all has to go through a process. And I want to sort of encourage people that, with pain management, which is sort of the outcome I'm very much attacking, that we're past the stage of, is this, can we trust this? We're now at
Mm,
the stage where it's like, okay, how can we custom a protocol of the red light usage to you,
mm,
to your
right.
pain, to your age,
So it's
right?
basically proven. It's proven through
Yes,
clinical studies. So now it's just how can you
that's right.
apply it the most
Yeah, it's
effective
kind of
way?
like,
Okay.
I think supplements, they go through that evolution too. I think creatine now,
Mm,
everyone knows creatine's, it's good for you, but where we're learning about now is how to optimize your creatine usage. How much grams per body weight you are, or what's your training, or when do you have it, in the morning, at night? Is it good for brain health as well as, to help with muscle
right.
growth and performance. So it's sort
Okay.
of the actual treatment is we're good, we're strong, and then now where we want to have those deeper discussions is like the exact condition and a protocol, and even going further is stacking red light therapy with other modalities
Mm.
to support accelerated recovery.
Right.
Like red light therapy compound with this, it actually
Mm.
boosts the effect of that other modality so much that
Right.
stacking them together, we call it hack stacking. It
Okay.
becomes like, the ultimate sort of way to get your treatment. So in short, you got your red light therapy going about an inch. You got your near infrared that's in the 800 up to 900, going into the thousands. That's near infrared. So that goes much deeper, about 4 inches into the body. And then way over on the other side, then you got far infrared, which reacts
Right.
to your body's water, right? So
Okay.
when the light goes past the skin barrier, it activates your mitochondria. Your mitochondria is like the engine of your car, right? With a powerful engine, your car can drive well. If you're giving energy to the cell, to the mitochondria, you get increased ATP, increased blood circulation, and a reduction in inflammation, allowing the cell to do its job. So it's not really the light that does the magic to you. It's the light that gives energy to your cells to do the magic. It's
Right.
kind of, if
So,
this is how I understand the best way to
right.
package red light therapy. So people go, oh, okay. And I can try it, or I have confidence to research it.
Yeah. So your device, does it do all of those ranges of red light therapy? You said the far infrared,
Yes.
infrared, and
Yes.
yeah.
So this one, the body probe, each of those LEDs are programmed with
Mm,
a specific nanometer at
mm,
630 for red light
mm,
and
mm,
850 for near
mm,
infrared light. And
mm,
these
mm,
specific numbers, these specific wavelengths, we used clinical research to support, this is the outcome we want. What's the research on these specific wavelengths? Let's get those. Let's put them into the device. Let's look at how the clinical research is using red light to get that outcome. And most of the clinical research that's available, how they apply the red light in the clinical study is
mm.
touching skin. And the
Right.
reason for that is, if I turn on this device and I touch it to my skin, I'm maximizing the amount of output into my body. Whereas if I have distances, and not to say that there's no advantage to having just pure exposure at a distance, but we don't want to work with sort of like, yeah, generally it's okay. We want to work with a guaranteed amount of output. You bought a device, you paid money, you got a manual. In the manual, it gives a certain output. I need to key that output into your body to get that outcome. So
Right.
so that's why the device with liquid silicone, waterproof and everything, our protocol is touching skin. We don't, I'm not of the fellowship of people that use red light therapy devices at a distance like this.
Right. So
I'm
it's
in a
actually
different, but
contact
I
with it.
still love and support those devices. And if you have those
Mm,
devices, continue to use them. They're
mm,
great. You just want to find it's a special kind of red light therapy or light power emitter measure, and you can measure it, and then
mm,
you will know for your body where you want to be: 6 inches, 12 inches, 7 inches, and then you kind of put a little marker on the ground. And then
mhm.
anytime your light therapy with the panel or something that, a device that's fixed, you just remember to be in that position. And of
Okay.
course, no clothing. Black absorbs light. So it brings down the amount of output by like 30%, 30-40%.
So what does it mean? You don't wear black, or you do?
Or ideally, I would say like just direct skin contact to contact. If you have a device where you're like, it's a panel, I would go completely nude. I would just close the door.
So you can't use it at work in that case.
Yes, exactly. Yes. It's not
Okay.
versatile. Yes. Those were all of the things that I kind of thought about. And I was like, because the panels, yes, they're very powerful. They account for this calculation of output, and
Mm,
they make a very powerful light to shoot out. They use
mhm,
lenses, and supports the
mhm,
LED, like get going, very powerful. Um, and I just don't like that sort of protocol. I find it a bit messy. Find like you don't need very powerful devices where you need to put glasses on, and we need to sort of measure ourselves up like we're in a lab at our
mm,
homes. We just want something that is the right output, the exact dose for the body, for the general population, and we put it on our skin. Yeah.
And how does it work? Because you mentioned brain health and mental health, right? How does it work for that?
Yes. So this one's the Body Probe. I have another device. It's a red one, exactly the same in terms of treatment. It's just not fully waterproof, and it
Right.
doesn't have a spare battery. Now
Okay.
that one's our retail device, but I have another device that I launched in October last year, and that's the Essential Pro. So when it comes to brain health, that there's specific nanometers that support the brain,
Mm-hmm.
and those nanometers that are in because here I just got 2 nanometers for the
Mm-hmm.
Essential Pro.
Mm.
I didn't just add like an additional nanometer or an additional 2 nanometers. I actually have 6 nanometers all in
Mm.
one device,
Right.
exactly the same size. But in that we've got 630, we got 660, another very powerful red light nanometer. We've got 810, so now going into near infrared. We've got 850. We've got 904. 904 is a very great nanometer for the brain. And then the final nanometer that's in the Essential Pro is the 1064, the 1064 nanometer.
Mm-hmm.
Going into brain health, mental clarity, focus, Parkinson's, dementia, autism, all of these sort of conditions.
Mm.
All of the clinical research is using these nanometers and finding amazing results. So
Okay.
those specific nanometers I have, in the latest product that we've launched, and
Mm.
you could see it because it's the white one on the site that it's kind of becoming quite well known now.
Okay.
And right now, this device I have in Italy being in a clinical trial for autism. So
That's it.
now I'm taking sort of Lumaflex. In the first 2 years, we were very much about pain management. Year
Mm.
3 now, we're going into supporting brain health, and
Mm-hmm.
now we're going into clinical trials with the Essential Pro. So
Nice.
yeah, anybody, not to say you don't find benefit to the brain with the 800s and the 600s, still
Mm.
amazing research on that.
Mm.
But yeah, if anybody interested in brain health and looking at a natural, it's light, it's from the sun. It's not dangerous for you. It's not UV light, so it doesn't hurt your cells. It only
Right.
rejuvenates your cells.
Okay.
Very exciting space to follow up on and to research is brain health and red light therapy. It's it's
So,
revolutionary.
so okay. So if someone was running a business, for example, and they're low on energy, they can't focus, um, what kind of use case would your red light therapy help in that sense?
Yeah, so I write for Forbes, and my basically the category that I write for Forbes is workplace wellness. And
Mm.
because we've got this very strong education, we're ACE approved, we actually go to we go to offices and we train the teams, we train staff on wellness, on wellness in the
Mm.
workplace. Where
Yeah.
we are in our evolution now, it's no longer really trendy or interesting to to go for a beer after work, or to show up hungover, or to to smash Adderall as you're working. Everyone now, luxury is wellness now. That's like these two words are becoming so intertwined that everyone is looking at what's my biological age, what's my sleep score, what's my diet look like, what's my fat percentage. And no one's, we're not going too far into fitness where people want to become, athletes and marathon runners, or, you know, have big biceps or anything like that. People just want to live longer, and red light therapy is a big part of that. And we have been, like, when we train the teams, and having, because we'll have like corporates that will say, okay, we want to get on a wellness program. We've got our fitness taken care of. We've got mindfulness. We've got a meditation specialist that comes in, and we say, okay, now we can, let's get some red light therapy, and you can have red light therapy rooms. And I've actually worked with other brands and had red light therapy rooms designed with like a cocoon bed that they can lie in and
Okay.
get like a full
Mm.
dose of red light therapy. But where
Right.
where Lumaflex comes in is when it's just in your bag. What
Yeah.
I do, what everybody in the workplace does that we train, you put it on the back of your neck and you use
Hmm.
your shirt to hold. And this a
Okay.
quick 10-minute treatment even throughout the day, depending on if you're stressed, if you're feeling lazy, if you're drained, you've got a big meeting, but you're not ready. So you need to hustle and you're like, I don't want to abuse my body. I don't want to like, you know, caffeinate upon caffeinate. I
Yeah.
want to look at wellness solutions. It's the
But you've got a
neck.
podcast to host. And
Yes. Exactly. Yeah, and then I call it the Iron Man on your chest.
okay.
So chest and the
Ah,
back of the neck. And then, of course,
right.
your guts, right? So you slide the device down to your gut, and your
Mm,
gut is your second brain. This is an area
mm.
now where research is coming out about people
Yeah, I've
with
been
gut
seeing this.
issues, digestion, getting probably the best test you can do for your wellness is to get a microbiome test, just to test
Mm,
the health of your gut. Because this can tell you about what's happening here, right? Like, why am I not sleeping
right.
so well? Is something wrong with my head? It's actually your gut. It's your gut. So these three areas throughout the
Mm,
day, and especially
mm,
in the morning before work is
mm.
something that we encourage people to do whenever they're, a
Okay.
high powered boss, like, right, like yourself,
Yeah.
I, someone who's a boss who needs to perform. You need to be creative. You need to have a
yeah.
great ideas. You need to be able
Mm,
to manage people, communicate with a wide variety of different people all over the world doing different things. You don't want to be slumped, or
mm.
drained,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
people, obviously hydration is a really important thing, very, very important. Also, if you understand your microbiome, you know about your body, you know about what foods you should eat, what foods you shouldn't. And this, I mean, again, just great hack stacks that you can put together. And the best
Right.
hack stack for red light therapy is hydration. The more hydrated
Right.
you are as a person,
Okay.
better uptake of light therapy you have in any outcome.
Nice. Okay. So people can actually use the product, as you say, because it is small, it's portable, and actually even in their workplace, sat at their desk, they can just put it under their clothes and work on different body parts and stuff. And yeah. Okay.
Yes, that's right.
Nice.
That's right.
Nice. I like
Yeah,
it. I
this is
like
the
it.
future, right? The future of
Mm,
of business is teams that are like that. You take care of your team. You
mm,
encourage wellness practices in
mm.
your,
Yeah.
like long gone are the days where the boss, gets points for showing up with vodka on a Friday night and be like, who's the best boss? It's like the boss now needs to be someone that is like, okay, how's everyone feeling? Does everyone,
Mm,
how are we doing on our mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual health? Can we get some yoga classes this week for the team?
mm,
Can we look at some
mm,
some meditation?
mm.
Does everyone want to go do some blood work this week? Let's all get our blood work done and we can send it and we can all learn about, what kind of diets we should be having, or if we're missing
Right.
any minerals. This is the future of the workplace,
Yeah.
optimizing the
Yeah.
team and
It's
making them,
very big here in Singapore for sure.
yes,
All the
yeah, I
major
love it.
companies all have wellness
I love
programs,
it.
all of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, John, this has been a fascinating episode. It's really exciting to hear all the work that's been done on this, and it never kind of ceases to amaze me how things develop out of something that is maybe negative at the time when it happens to someone, but then it creates something positive out of it. So your injuries that you had, in your own health journey, then for you to then go and find your own solution to them through red light, and then now you've developed this product that's going to benefit so many people. So it's an incredible journey that you're on. So congratulations on
Yeah.
that. And I
Thank
know you're
you.
just growing from strength to strength that you're developing this now across Asia as well.
Yes.
So yeah, love it,
Yes.
love it.
I want to
Okay, so
launch the education soon. Just real quick, anybody
yeah,
listening who wants to learn about light therapy, of course, go to YouTube. What is red light therapy? It's a great place to start. But anybody listening, if you want, reach out to me. Instagram is good because I'm always on the move, at John Graham Fitness, and just say, I watched the show. You're the boss. I want to learn about light therapy. Give me your email and I'll enroll you in our academy. And
Mm-hmm. Nice.
all the courses are video workshops. So you can
Right.
literally like leave is that you need to do around the home, and
Mm,
you'll learn it's a 0 to hero course. This one, it like takes
nice.
you'll know everything. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'll put the link to that. So link to your Instagram so they can
Yeah.
contact you on Instagram, right? And then you'll
Fantastic.
also give me the link to the research that they can go and look at as well. I'll put that wherever you're hearing this or you're watching this, there'll be a link to John and that information below as well. All right. So, John, thank you so much. And I know you're in Asia at the moment, so you're near me at the moment. I wish you all the best and the rest of your journey around Asia and safe travels back as well.
Thank
Okay, bye
you.
for
I
now.
really appreciate it.
Thank you for listening to the show today. And if you've liked what you've heard, then do subscribe to the channel wherever you see it, wherever you're watching it. And if you're on YouTube, ring the bell so that you can get notified when we upload another episode so you don't miss the episodes as they come up.